Greetings, beautiful people and community. Welcome to Code Journal. Thank you for being here with us, sharing space and time, holding space and time, and creating space and time. This is our time to convene, our time to ascend, our time to learn, to awaken, to play. This is our time. We're taking back our time. We are reclaiming our time. Once again, welcome. If this is your first time here, thank you for being with us. And if you've joined us before, it's all love and it's all gratitude for the community, for the time and the energy that you pour into the space. We don't take that for granted. Cool. We're gonna start off by shuffling. There's nothing that really seems to be making itself known at this point, so we're gonna listen and heed to the counsel of the cards to figure out how to work with this energy. I'm thinking of maybe also doing like a nice Capricorn energy update. But I hope everyone is taking care of themselves. It's a very interesting time of the year. Okay, we've got the Nine of Swords. It's a very interesting time of the year where we are processing a lot, dealing with a whole lot. These cards keep falling. Wow, the Emperor. I haven't seen that card in a while. It's about that time. Shah of Coins. That's your King of Pentacles energy. What's happening? So yeah, energy is really potent. Portals are opening. If these keep dropping, like, I don't know what we're going to do. Nine of Coins, Nine of Pentacles, Two of Coins. So the coins are the pentacles, in case you haven't caught on. This is just a different deck that I'm using. This energy is about stability, self-love. Some of these cards I haven't seen in a while. Three of Swords. The Moon. Second major arcana of the reading. Let's see. Queen of Pentacles. So we have both the King and the Queen of Pentacles. The Tower and the Strength card. Cool. What's underneath the deck? The Eight of Staves. Your staves are your wands. Wow. This is a beautiful reading about security. I can already see that. I'm seeing the Queen and the King of Pentacles, which are figures of security. This is an energy of security. Your pentacles are Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. That is taking God and bringing that consciousness, bringing that energy into density, into this 3D paradigm. Walking securely as a divine being that you are here on this earth, embodying, using this body, this temporal form, to embody God consciousness. It's a beautiful reading about self-love, about feeling secure, self-assured, confidence. Confident. We have the Strength card, which is one of my favorite cards. It's a Leo card. It's a 5th house card. Leo does not only rule the inner child, but it's this energy of the sun. It is this energy of illumination. It is divine masculine. It's the lion. It's proud. It takes up space. It's confident. It's courageous. Followed by the Emperor, which is one of the first major arcanas we opened up the reading with. Look at that. That's Leo, Aries energy. That is fire. It is divine masculine. It is owning your light. It is taking charge. It is initiating. It is doing what you said you were going to do. It is showing up for yourself. This energy is about showing up for yourself. I spoke previously in an energy forecast for 2026. You can check that out on my channel. I'll link it in the description box. But yes, we are entering this era of fire and air, which is the era of the divine masculine, the era of aligned action. We're not just taking action from this empty, desperate space. We're taking action from confidence, from self-worth, from courage, the courage to be what we truly are. Again, Leo, one of my, Leo, which is an energy that is encapsulated in the strength card, is big energy because it rests on that Leo aqua axis. That axis is also all about taking up space, owning your light, being authentic. So it's not just about moving, because the Empress is the figure, the energy responsible for creating structures that support our movement, our leadership, our courage. The Emperor is not just that. We're not just moving from desperation. We're not just moving from lack of self-worth. We're moving from confidence, from self-assuredness, from self-love. I mean, we've got this beautiful energy here that comes in with the Nine of Coins. And for me, the Nine of Coins is this card of luxury. It is a luxury to be yourself. It is a luxury to own yourself. It is a luxury to own your story, to own your body. And that is how we reap the rewards. See that person there? They're just like, they're raking it in, aren't they? They are raking it in and they're joyous. This is an investment. If you truly love yourself, you expend resources on yourself. You expend time, money, effort. And this is the result. Feeling the pure, the buoyancy, if you will, but feeling the pure love, the lavishness of being. This card is the lavishness of being yourself in your truth, confident. And I love this card too, because again, you can tell that inner child energy is coming through, right? As children, we're just like curious, confident. We trust ourselves. This card, the Nine of Coins, trusting yourself. There's a lavishness to that, right? There's a softness to that. There is a security. Again, we bring in the Emperor. This is big daddy energy, okay? It doesn't really matter what gender you are. That's that big daddy energy. That's that provider energy. That's, I'm giving myself the life I want. I'm building this life brick by brick. It's really beautiful. I love what we're speaking about here. Continuing on the theme of security, we've got power couple. Queen of Pentacles, which is here your Malika of Coins, and then we have King of Pentacles. That is your Shah of Coins. Again, the Pentacles are about security, embodying God consciousness. How secure are you to really embody God consciousness, to walk it? Using this body, this energy, these tools. These aren't resources we're always going to have, right? This is temporary. This is a transient passage through earth. How do we give it meaning? How do we give it substance? Through security. This is the kind of security, again, that stems from knowing who you are, that stems from trusting yourself, trusting your intuition, trusting your voice. The Moon card is here. We're going to touch a little bit on intuition later. But trusting your internal compass, trusting yourself to do what is best for you. That is security. That is that root chakra energy that is being activated right now. Because you have to move from aligned action. We are not taught to move from aligned action. We are taught that we must simply do. And then we attach our worth to doing, to moving. And we don't take the time to ensure that our actions are aligned with the truth of who we are, support our divinity, support our being, support our truth. And that is important. That is the experience of security. That is the power of security. Security is cultivated within. If you want to exist in a reality that is secure, that is safe, that speaks to you, you have to source that wisdom within. You have to follow your intuition. You have to follow your internal compass. That is the way to do it. If your actions are not aligned, they may be insubstantial. They may be transient. I love this Queen and King of Pentacles energy because the Pentacles are also about legacy. They're about endurance. We're not just trying to build something for today. We're trying to make sure that it lasts. That's that Saturn energy, right? Saturn rules Capricorn, which is an earth sign, and that's what we're speaking about here. Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo. it is a huge responsibility to take God, to take source, to take spirit, and begin to manifest it. Begin to live it, begin to embody it. Taking the 5D and bringing it into the 3D, that is responsibility. So yes, this is security, but it's a very solemn and serious energy. It's earnest. It's about committing to yourself. It's about doing the things that you said you were going to do. That is the journey of self-love, right? Self-love is about holding ourselves accountable, and we don't want to have that conversation. You have to show up. If you really love yourself, if you really love something, if you really love somebody, you have to do the showing up. And this reading is about doing the showing up for yourself so that you can experience security by your own hand. We're often looking for secure relationships, a secure reality, a secure environment, a secure job, when we don't feel secure in ourselves. And this is about creating that security. A lavishness as well. Again, I spoke about the luxury of being yourself, the lavishness. I mean, these are cards of lavishness. 9 of coins, Shah of coins, Malika of coins. We have there the fig, which represents wealth, right? Look how secure they are. Look how secure that couple is. Like they're sitting in they're in their space. They're on, he's on his throne. You know what I'm saying? She is living in luxury. Look at that. There's all that flora right there, which speaks to abundance. It's a fertile environment, being secure. There we go. We have that tree again. This is fertility. Security does that. When you're sure and you move from certainty and you move from the fullness of who you are and you commit to occupying who you are, then you can move forward and make plans and employ systems and create structures that support the inner security that you've cultivated. It's a beautiful reading, and it's really apt as we're moving into a new year. Let's get it. We've got here the 2 of cups. The 2 of coins, rather, the 2 of pentacles, right? Balance, adaptability. You can tell that person is just finding flow. It's about finding flow. Aligned action is about finding flow, because you kind of have to dance between the inner and the outer realms, right? The 3D and the 5D, the subconscious and the conscious. You have to find your flow. Yes, this is precisely the exact time, the precise time to invite the moon. Remember I said we're going to have a conversation about intuition, and we're going to bring out the moon card. This is 1, 2, 3. So major arcana number 3. Finding flow. Again, we're going to revert to aligned action. Action is aligned if it stems from this. This is the moon, the card of your subconscious, the card of the shadow, the card of your intuition. It's a Piscean card. It's a Neptunian card. Aligned action stems from your intuition. It stems from your subconscious. It stems from the dreams that you have for yourself that transcend lifetimes. And that's what flow is. It's not just about doing and actioning and getting up. And I'm speaking about this because, again, we're at, this is that time of the year now when people are making plans and they're actioning, and we're trying to lock in from alignment, lock in from your intuition. Flow. Don't just move and do things because you want to get a certain result. It is important to find flow, to find rest, to find peace, to find stillness, to find silence, so that you source your actions, you source your plans, you create your structures from stillness, from knowing what you need, from knowing what your soul needs. Aligned action is about being guided by your soul. We waste so much time walking into spaces that don't align with us, that aren't in resonance with us, because we're not listening to our intuition. Don't waste time. We're not about to waste time. Find your flow. When you do things, do them from your intuition. That is you merging the divine masculine and the divine feminine, right? Coming into union. This is a beautiful reading about, again, unity, consciousness. Divine masculine, divine feminine, Queen of Pentacles, King of Pentacles. Balance. This card, this 2 of coins, it's about balance. So balancing the inner and the outer, the 5D and the 3D, the conscious and the subconscious, moving from rest, from alignment, from intuition, from deep knowing. This is very important. I cannot stress this enough. You're wasting time and energy doing things that aren't aligned because you're looking for a certain result. This is about following your compass, your truth, your voice. That is what is impactful. That is what is sustainable. We touched on that on that coin/pentacles energy, that earth energy of Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. If you want it sustainable, if you want it durable, if you want it aligned, do it from your heart, from your intuition, from your gut, from your knowing, from your truth. Because you've gone through a lot to uncover this truth. 3 of Swords, the card of heartbreak, of strife, of pain. Look at that person's heart space. It's completely shattered. But again, when the heart shatters, it opens. I love that Rumi quote. I'm paraphrasing, but I read that when I was like 16, 17. And yeah, well, teenage love affair things, but it completely changed my outlook on life. Yeah, okay. It allowed me to embrace heartbreak. If we're going to shatter, let it be glorious. Let it be to our benefit. Let it be to our expansion. So getting to the space where you're confident, where you are ready to take action, ready to find your flow, where you're in harmony, right? We were speaking about unity, consciousness, divine feminine and divine masculine coming together in the heart space. That's a harmonious space. You got there through heartbreak. So you used your heartbreak. We might as well, right? We might as well. And that heartbreak led you to this space where you can now cultivate your intuition, move from discernment. That is what aligned action is. It's discernment. It requires discernment. Discernment is a prerequisite for moving in flow and in alignment with what life has in store for you, with what your higher self has in store for you, with what the universe, source, spirit, creator has in store for you. So your heart broke and you delved into the shadow to seek answers, to seek this truth. You knew you couldn't go anywhere without this truth. Everything that you had cultivated and built up until this point where your heart is breaking was fickle and transient, and it just didn't land. It had no substance. It had no anchor. So you used your heartbreak to source information, to really think deep about who you are, what you are, where you're going. You went and you did the shadow work and you emerged. You quite literally emerged as the emperor, emerged as the boss, emerged as the person you can rely on. We often don't rely on ourselves, right? We want people to trust us. We want to rely on people. We want to depend on people, but we don't even cultivate that kind of relationship with ourselves. And you learned that the hard way because your heart broke. You thought somebody was going to come take care of you, come save you, and you realize that's not going to happen. I have to do that work myself. And good thing you did that, because we opened up the reading actually with this 9 of Swords, which was this energy of like anxiety, mental incapacitation, obfuscation. You're not really using your higher mind here. You're using the lower mind to perceive life, to problem solve. And the lower mind is prone to anxiety, it is prone to depression, it is prone to, again, mental incapacitation. It is egoic. It is of the ego. So it's not really showing you the entire picture. It's just showing you the part where things are difficult and things are uncomfortable. And things were difficult and uncomfortable, and you were in pain, and you were heartbroken. And it hurt because you realized you were doing this to yourself. It may have been other people, but other people were only mirroring what the relationship that you had established with yourself. And you recognize that you had to do something, that you have to shift things. I mean, we have the Tower here. Certain ways of thinking, certain ways of perceiving, certain ways of being had to collapse for you in order for you to realize that this is not the life that I want. I deserve more. And this tower moment came in, changed things abruptly, and will continue changing things abruptly. Tower moments don't always have to be these big, moments like breakups, or like they don't have to be like super fundamental. It can be really slight, you know. It can be a shift in perspective. It could be, yeah, a decision to just do a choice to make to do things differently. So yes, this tower moment with the heartbreak led you here, but I still see more tower moments coming up. I still see you pushing. I still see you. It is a tower moment to realize that you don't always have to push. That rest is productive. That you need time to revert to stillness and silence in order to source information from your intuition, from your higher self, from your subtle aspect. That is a tower moment. So I'm seeing a lot of tower moments over the next couple of weeks for you. I'm seeing a lot of change because we have this eight of staves at the bottom of the deck, which speaks to swift changes, radical changes, an excessive force, support from the universe to go towards a particular direction, the direction of safety, of security, of doing right by yourself, of sourcing things from your intuition, of choosing aligned action over doing, unconscious doing that leaves you feeling drained, unworthy. You're moving from strength, you're moving from power, you're moving from confidence, you're moving from truth, you're moving from authenticity. This is aligned, and it's just, these are changes that are coming in. Lots of changes coming in really quickly. I'm tempted to keep going here. Oh my word. Okay, we're going to stop after that. But we have the 5 of coins, which is again, 5 in numerology is the number of change. Changing your perspective, realizing you were never poor. You were never in a state of lack, right? You always had resources. You simply had to change your perspective. So this is what's happening here. You're changing your perspective, and it's going to lead you to a space where you feel so good in your body, in your story, in everything that's happened and transpired up until now, everything that's gotten you to this point where you feel secure. Your inner child is in the building. Your higher self is in the building. You've merged with your higher self. You have your resources. You're implementing the structures that work for you. You're living life on your own terms. You're finding flow. You're following your intuition. 222 on the timer. Perfect time to introduce the Empress. I am still pulling from underneath the deck because it's a beautiful story and I cannot stop. So we have the Emperor and the Empress. Yeah, and I keep telling you, the Emperor and the Empress, the Divine, the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles. This is a beautiful story about changing your perspective, changing your the way you think about things, changing your thought patterns, and remembering that you need every single part of yourself to thrive. We thrive through aligned action. Beautiful, 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 beautiful message. Security is the act of being in harmony. Okay, being balanced, being whole, your divine masculine and your divine feminine. There's this beautiful dance. This 2 of coins is right here. It's a dance, okay? The divine masculine says, I'm ready to take action. I'm ready to do. And the divine feminine leads, right? The divine feminine leads this story. This is where we find the answers in the womb, in the creation center, in that void. This is where the divine feminine is creating these expressions of being, is sourcing this beauty. It is pure creativity, it is flow. And then the divine masculine takes all that we source from our intuition, from resting, from surrendering, from those internal waters, and says, yes, this is the business that I want to create. This is the relationship that I want to be a part of. This is the life that I want to live. This is my contribution to society, to the collective. Yes, this is the home I want to build. This is what I want to touch and see and taste and smell and hear. It's a beautiful dance, a beautiful blend, a beautiful union that says, God is in the room. I don't want to lie to you. This is what this reading is. When we say God is in the room, we mean all the parts of you are in alignment and you can move from that and your action is not just, your action no longer becomes about proving a point or doing this or doing that, but because you're moving from love. This is a story about love, really. Like that divine feminine and divine masculine union is about love. Can you move from love? Because each time we move from the ego, each time we move from the lower mind, Nine of Swords, you know, we move from that perspective that we are not worth loving, that we can't move from love, that it's not safe to love. And love is safe. It's the safest thing we can do for ourselves and other people. So that's the reading. Fabulous reading. Fabulous reading. I love this energy. It speaks to where we are as a collective. If you're watching this, then you know it's about that time. All right, fabulous. I'm going to leave this here. I will also leave details to book energy sessions with me in the description box, along with that video, that energy forecast for 2026. Please check that out. It's just going to help you align with the energy of 2026 rather. Not the energy forecast for 2025, but for 2026. And you're going to be given the tools to move in alignment. You move from empowerment, working alongside the energy, moving with the current, finding your flow. So that will be in the description box as well. But yeah, this was super, super awesome. And this is, again, about taking back time, taking back love, okay? Is that it? That's it. See you soon. Make the most of this energy. You've come home to yourself, and it is going to be a joy to see you blossom. This is Coach Journal, and peace out.